In the presence of this jury, accused of a heinous crime, a crime more despicable than any I've encountered in my years as a prosecutor.
It's all a mistake.
Is it not a fact that on the night of December 24th, Christmas Eve, you did shoot and kill the personage known as Santa Claus?
Yes, I did, but I didn't mean to. I thought he was a prowler.
A prowler. A 300-pound prowler in a red suit with a huge bag full of toys.
It was dark.
Was it? Is it not a fact, Mr. O'Banion, and I have witnesses I could call, that it was your practice to leave the Christmas tree lights burning all night? So, on the night in question, were those lights not burning?
I guess maybe they were.
And the body was found where, Mr. O'Banion?
By the tree.
Please tell the jury how many times you shot him. Louder, so the court can hear.
5. I shot him 5 times.
You shot Santa Claus 5 times by the light of the Christmas tree, and you still maintain you mistook him for a prowler.
Objection! My client already answered that question.
Fine, then I'll ask another. Mr. O'Banion, I have here a folder of affidavits taken from your relatives, friends, and co-workers, all of whom attest to your frequently stated animosity towards Santa Claus. Isn't it fair to say that you hated Santa?
I wouldn't say I hated him.
You didn't like him?
Not especially, no.
Why was that?
Lots of reasons. He took credit for things he didn't do. How many gifts did I buy my kids for Christmas? And who do they think? Santa.
You're not claiming he never brought them anything?
Oh, sure. Some cheap little homemade toys and a bag of sour candy.
More than that.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's all I ever got.
Really? When?
Back when I was a kid. I wrote Santa just like everybody else. But on Christmas Day, when everyone was riding their new bikes and skating past me on the sidewalk, I sat there with a little wooden truck and took the bag of sour candy.
No need to ask if you'd been naughty or nice.
Yeah, you had the gall to laugh that laugh of his all the time. Ho, ho, ho. Like he's rubbing it in. There's a jawbreaker, kid. Ho, ho, ho. Sadist.
So, your resentment deepened through the years until it grew into hatred. Isn't that right?
Okay, sure, I hated him.
Then, on Christmas Eve, you waited for him, didn't you? Waited with a gun in your hand. Waited in the stillness.
Not a creature was stirring. Then whoosh, here he came, feet first down the chimney.
Did he say anything when he saw you?
Nope, he just stood there laughing at me. So I shot him, right between the hose.
And you did it on purpose, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yes! Yes, I did it, and I'm glad I shot Santa Claus. I've rid the earth of its annual scourge of greed, envy, and disappointment. The world shall build a monument in my appreciation.
A monument to murder. Self-confessed. The prosecution rests.
Well now that Madam Prosecutor has managed to muddy the waters a little bit, hasn't she? I would like to remind the jury that just because my client shot Santa Claus, it doesn't make him guilty of murder.
That's right.
First of all, it is yet to be established whether or not Santa Claus was even human. If he wasn't human, there could be no murder.
The victim was shot dead.
Physical demise is not exclusive to human beings. But passing over that for now, let's examine this character of Santa Claus, a.k.a. St. Nicholas, a.k.a. Kris Kringle. Well, who knows how many other aliases this guy has operated under? Mr. O'Banion, did you invite Santa Claus into your home on the night of December 24th?
I certainly did not.
Would you say then he was an intruder?
Definitely.
Has he ever broken into your house before?
Repeatedly. Ever since my children were born.
What is the age of your oldest child?
My oldest is 16. My youngest is 5.
Let me understand. For 16 years now, this Santa Claus has been violating the sanctity of your home, creeping into your house, attracted in some perverse way by the presence of your children?
Yes, exactly.
That must have been frightening.
It was frightening.
Did you feel threatened?
I felt threatened.
Did he ever take anything during these break-ins?
He sure did. Cookies, milk, pieces of fruit.
Was he destructive in any way?
I'll say he was. You should get out my roof and look at the shingle damage from his sleigh. I bet those reindeer left up there.
Yes, the reindeer! Were you aware that the SPCA was investigating their maltreatment at the hands of the deceased?
Objection! Relevance? I could just as well talk about those poor elves who lost their home and livelihood when your client blew away their employer.
Poor elves is right. Toiling away in that sweatshop run by Commandment Claus, who should have been charged with elf abuse.
They were cast out into the snow when Santa died.
China and went to work for Reebok.
Excuse me?
What do you want?
Hasn't anyone noticed the judge hasn't really said anything?
The judge fell asleep 20 minutes ago.
Should we wake her?
Are they charged with contempt?
When she wakes up, she'll think she presided over the whole trial.
Let's get on with it.
Fine by me. Mr. O'Bay, wouldn't you say those long years of persecution by Mr. Claus, coupled with your very natural state of anxiety in the defense of your family, compelled you to grab a gun and shoot that predatory home invader?
Yes, I'd say that.
The defense rests. You may proceed with your summation.
Thank you. You stay where you are, where everyone can see you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this man did willfully and with premeditation shoot and kill Santa Claus, a beloved figure who had done him no harm. With malice in his heart and a loaded revolver in his hand, he gunned down a defenseless, jolly old man who had brought joy to countless millions of children. What more needs to be said? I ask you to return a verdict of guilty as charged of murder in the first degree.
Yes, my client shot Santa Claus. He doesn't deny it. But just remember who or what it was he shot. A chronic housebreaker, a criminal trespasser, a vandal, a night-crawling weirdo in a red suit, a stalker of children, an elf-enslaving, reindeer-flogging, stealer of cookies who left behind wooden trucks and sour balls, all the while taking credit for every bicycle and baby doll and every red wagon ever left beneath the Christmas tree. How many of you, I asked, once wrote to Santa for something that your heart was set on? And how did it make you feel when you didn't get it? Do you remember how heartbroken, how devastated, how betrayed? No more will that charlatan hold out false promises to children the world over. When Mr. O'Banion pulled that trigger, he set the children free. I implore you to set Mr. O'Banion free as well. Thank you.
Are we finished? Can I go now?
No, you haven't been excused.
What do we do now?
I suppose we'll have to rouse the judge after all.
Make charge to jury, etc., blah, blah, blah.
Wait a minute. What's this?
Don't tell me you've come to a decision already. Is this your verdict?
Yes.
What does it say?
Justifiable homicide.
Yes! Not guilty. Santa's gone for good.
Congratulations!
I refuse to accept this.
I owe it all to you.
And I'll collect every bit of it.
Oh, believe me, it was worth it.
Mr. O'Banion, you may think you got away with murder, but you didn't really.
Santa's dead, isn't he?
No, Santa isn't dead. He never will be. As long as there's a child with a dream, as long as a tiny heart beats fast with hope, as long as little feet run with anticipation to meet a bright tomorrow, Santa will live.
Can I shoot her too?